Today's scripture reading brings us to 1 Samuel chapter 4. 1 Samuel chapter 4, I have that divided into three sections. The first one is found in verses 1 through 9, and I have that titled something a little funky, and that is, Upon Defeat, the Israelites Rub the Lamp. And I'll explain that in just one second. But what happens is the children of Israel decide to go up and make war against the Philistines. They do that. They get their rear ends handed to them, and they lose 4,000 men. So after that, they're like, well, what happened? Let's go get the Ark of God and bring it with us to battle. And I say that they are now rubbing the lamp because of this. You have to understand why. That God wasn't with them in the battle, because God said he would be with them in the battle. But if you go back right to verse number 30 of chapter 2, when the man of God went unto Eli, he said these words. He said, Be it far from me, for them that honor me I will honor, and them that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. The children of Israel, the only time God forsook them is when they were found in sin. So the children of Israel were in sin. Obviously, the spiritual leaders, Eli and Hophni and Phineas, they were just sinning wickedly before the Lord. So God did. God let them go out and get their tails handed to them. Their answer was to come back and rub the lamp. Make a wish. And this is Christianity in our day and age, the way so many people think it works. And that is, they'll go off and whore around. They'll go off and whore after other gods and just act wickedly. But then when they want something, when they need something, what do? They rub the lamp, as if God is some kind of genie in a bottle, and he will appear whenever you feel like him appearing and take care of whatever mess you've gotten yourself into. Didn't work for him. Didn't work for them then, and it certainly doesn't work for people today. Only by the grace of God will that ever work. But that's certainly not something you should be relying on. Verses 1 through 9, upon defeat, the Israelites rubbed the lamp. Verses 10 through 18, Israel defeated again, and Eli's house is decimated. Because the reason they were decimated, of course, I had mentioned, was because of the spiritual state of Israel, and because God had said unto Eli, this is going to be a sign to you. I'm going to take your sons. Your house is coming down, Eli. We talked about the Eli's sins of omission in the last video. I truly hope that you watch it. If you don't, I trust and hope that you do. Go back and watch that on 1 Samuel chapter 3. And then lastly here, in verses 19 through 22, we see Phineas' wife bears a child and the truth. Phineas is one of Eli's daughter-in-laws. Phineas is Eli's son, and then Phineas' wife is his daughter-in-law, married to one of these wicked priests that was killed. But this woman had more spiritual understanding than any of them, than the lot of them, because as she bears a child, she names him Ichabod, which means the glory is gone. And that's what, very literal it says here. And she named the child Ichabod, saying, The glory is departed from Israel, because the ark of God was taken, and because of her father-in-law and her husband. I like the way she ordered those. First off, because the ark of God was, and then she, I believe, held Eli in higher esteem than she did her own husband. But she had more spiritual understanding, and she was more concerned with the glory of God leaving Israel than any of this. So we see that. 1 Samuel chapter 5 or chapter 4. I hope this has been a help and a blessing unto you. Don't rub the lamp. Just follow God. Honor him. He'll honor you. And we'll see you in the next video.